Welcome back, everybody, to Sanity Lost. An episode that we were supposed to do last week, but everyone had tummy aches.
Everybody.
Everybody. Not me. I'm not part of the everybody. I'm
You
the
said
keeper.
everybody. You could absolutely have just blamed me, so...
I didn't know exactly who had it, so...
You just put everyone in there.
Yeah. Well...
It wasn't me.
You know what? I know I told the story on stream, but, well, I don't know. It's always a little bit weird. So, from current moment, my girlfriend, we went on a date and we kept making jokes about stomach aches and, like, how we would, yeah, no, you gotta wait until the end of the class. So, pretty much, while we were doing... We kept making jokes like, oh, if we didn't, like, if something didn't jive or whatever, we'd have a stomach ache. And we kept making jokes like, oh, my stomach hurts and everything like that. To end up going to a pizza place, me taking 3 bites of a pizza, I'm like, I know we were joking about upset stomachs all night, but I literally have an upset stomach. I don't know what caused it. I need to go home.
Bad pizza.
And I'm like, I don't... And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, I know the whole subject that we were joking about this whole time, but, yeah, I need to go. And she's like, okay. I still don't know what caused it. So.
Bad
3 bites into
pizza.
the pizza.
Maybe.
Also,
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
also, you dropped a really important word on a recorded stream.
Oh, roll sanity?
Oh, I haven't actually done that yet.
Roll luck. Yeah. Girlfriend.
You can tell that you're not hanging out on the live streams because the language on the live streams has been very much towards that, if not the exact
Oh, no.
wording.
I don't hang out on the live streams. I won't
Elizabeth
pretend about that.
doesn't care about what I do unless she has to be directly involved.
I
The less
care.
live streams.
I do care about what you do. I'm just not an active supporter. That sounds terrible.
I mean, Elizabeth just doesn't
way to make
watch.
way to
She
show
just
how
doesn't
you
watch
care.
streams in general.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I don't think she doesn't even have a Twitch account, so
I don't. I
she
steal
wouldn't
John's
even
if
know
I need
how
to.
to find you. Yeah, she.
I
just
know
pulled
how
my
to
account
find
up.
him because I have your account on the
'Cause-
TV, and he's one of the first accounts on there.
I know how to find you. I get an invite to see him at least once every Tuesday.
That's enough.
It's more than some people I know.
I realize that I'm the same color as our walls, and that's a little bit sad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's all good. So, but yeah, I had a completely different like opening topic since like so for people who are wondering about the deep things of our recording schedule. Let's see, we did record on the 21st, and then we didn't record until the 28th. So this is the 4th right now, not of July.
You have to guess
That'd
which
be,
month. Don't know.
Spoilers. It's in the year. I clicked the button, lost Zoom. There it is. Found it again. But I'm, at least currently in the call, I'm the only person wearing glasses. But have you ever looked at someone like straight on wearing glasses and it looks like their nose isn't part of their face?
No.
Not at all.
That's what every time I now look at these glasses, I'm like, it looks like my nose.
Are those new glasses?
No, they're the same glasses I had for like 2 years, but I'm like,
When did
I
this
wasn't-
happen?
it
When did you
just-
first
Yeah.
notice this optical illusion on your face?
Are you having weird body dysmorphia?
I was gonna say,
existential
are you,
crisis issues.
Separating your parts. Now you
Yeah.
don't have a
I'm-
nose anymore.
I wouldn't have
I
thought
have a
that
nose.
previously, but now that you say it,
I
Now
know.
that you point it out and
now
I
that you
stare
say
at your
it, now I
nose.
have this, now I have this vision that your glasses are like the Groucho Marx disguise glasses, where you pull them off with the nose on it.
The thing is, it's not just my glasses. It's like anyone that has like these, like the thick frame. I look at them and I'm like, your nose isn't real.
Wow, that's a like. I'm gonna be staring at everyone. I don't. How many
You're
people
welcome.
in my life have glasses?
Well, you'll know now.
I used to a long time ago.
And then I did the Minority Report surgery and swapped out my eyes, and
Yep, totally.
now I can see. So, but yeah, that's all I can think of. Like, whenever
I was gonna say that's all you can think of for your opening topic. No, you were saying that's all you can think of when you see someone with glasses.
Yeah, like I was watching TikTok the other day, and it's like I was like half listening and I looked over because like I'll just put it on while I'm like washing my dishes, and then I'll look over and I'm like, there was some girl with kind of the same glasses, black frames, and it was just like, your nose isn't real.
I just can't see it. I'm like staring at your face and I can't like separate it. Like, yeah, I can't.
It's like
can't do it.
right here.
I mean, I
It's
understand the like
there.
where it would be, but I don't know.
Just imagine it as the Groucho Marx glasses, and it will just pop out into your head.
It's like one of those
It will
optical
fully pop.
illusions.
Oh, I have a mosquito bite.
Is it wearing glasses?
That's sad. That's gonna bother me all night.
Night. Why are you bothering Elizabeth?
Yeah, that's what I
At
do.
all?
That's what I do.
As I stall
what
to.
he does.
I cause chaos.
Click this.
It's what I do.
Yep. So yeah, last episode 2 weeks ago was such good feels that you guys had to like get sick and not show up. So
I mean, why would I want to ruin it?
imagine that was the season finale, or not season, the series finale.
That would be great. Actually, end on a high note. I am all about that.
Wow. Caleb's funeral is a high note for you.
But it was like,
Wow.
no, that's not what I meant.
Dramatic
see.
storytelling.
I see how you
Was
feel about my
dramatic
characters.
storytelling.
Yeah, that's how
I
I
just
feel
wanted him
about
to
your
die.
characters.
I just needed him gone.
So, yeah. Well, speaking about funerals, you guys have returned. If you guys didn't watch the first episode, that's right. We're going right in. It's the fastest we ever went from opening topic to playing game, because I think last time we spent a butt ton of time just chatting. And Elizabeth said no nonsense.
No
because
nonsense.
I have to demolish my house. So,
That's exactly what I said.
so anyway, last episode was a funeral. Who? Well, you'll have to listen to the episode. But if you are impatient, it was Caleb. Because it was mentioned the end of chapter 7 and the beginning of chapter 8. But now everyone is back at whatever that name of that church was. It's a real church.
It's
Our
what some
Lady
say
of
it's
Mount
the greatest
Carmel.
church.
Yeah, so you guys are back at the like courtyard, or maybe I probably should have looked up what the building this looks like besides just a couple pictures on Google that just show you the auditorium. But maybe they have like a little area set off to the side where you can tell that I grew up and still go to a Baptist church because there's food. But yeah, maybe there's just a little bit of a reception time with everybody, and but yeah, you guys see pretty much just I guess a quick overview of who's there. Like we definitely see Sarah and Rose kind of off in the corner, like maybe near not the corner, but maybe near an area where a lot of like different people are coming up and talking with them. We see Daniel kind of trying to corral some kids. I don't know actually how old any of his kids are, but maybe trying to get them to behave a little bit. Cora and Skip are kind of just sitting, like they're definitely in the corner. I don't know why, but I both I see them both like just becoming like chain smokers, but probably not at their age. But no, they're maybe reminiscing on good times with Caleb, and just catching up. Or maybe Skip is doing his best to make sure Cora doesn't like blow up something. And then like we see like the father who was there, who as I said that, I'm like, I think they're called fathers, and or whatever, the pastor, whatever they're called in the Catholic Church. Yeah.
They would be
Priest-
called a father.
Priest Jimmy. No.
Oh,
Yeah. He's glasses and is
Father
really
Jimmy
angry
Kirk.
all the time. Hello! It would have been a very different funeral. So yeah, there's that, but there's like a lot of family, a lot of friends. As we kind of just scan, maybe you guys don't have to all be next to each other. You guys can kind of be talking with whoever you want to in there. There could be even some I didn't even mention, but we kind of can see like just a view of David and August and Dele just kind of all together, whether all together or not, but like we kind of, maybe the twins are kind of against the wall or something, as David is, I don't know, probably near his mother or whatever. I'll let you guys decide where you want to be, if you guys want to be all together chatting. The scene is yours, as definitely this woman comes out with like refreshments and starts like filling up, like switching out like the water jugs and all that stuff on the thing. And just as a reminder for listeners and players, it is like the hottest day of the year today. Like it's just super hot.
Are we inside? Like inside
Yeah,
the...
yeah.
it's
You
air
guys are.
conditioned
You're
in here?
inside. Theoretically, I don't know. Did air conditioner exist in the 90s? And then when I mean the 90s, the early 2000s? I don't know.
August is doing what I do when it's super hot, and it's just pounding glasses of water.
As I'm doing right now.
You do that all the time. What are you talking about? That's not just when you're hot.
I know, but especially when I'm...
Are we
So are we,
talking
like,
about it
sitting
hot
at a
being in the
table?
setting? Is it hot in the setting, or is it hot in real life? Because in real life, I know it is.
I mean, yes, it is hot.
Yes. It's not the hottest day of the year, but it is
Well,
hot.
I
Let's
don't
see.
know.
Maybe where you are. Or maybe not where
Maybe
we
in
are.
the current moment. Let's see. Hold up. While you guys chat, I'll find out how hot it's in my apartment.
Oh, gosh. Question.
88 degrees. There's your answer.
He's like, go and talk, guys. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Exactly. What was your question?
Well, I was going to ask John if August has seen David since getting out of the institution.
God.
Okay.
Yes, this is probably the first time. Like the whole group has been back together.
Getting the gang back together.
And I would say August probably hasn't been like super social, and so like he's definitely sticking to like Deli as his safe person at the moment.
Yeah, so Deli just kind of like grabbed a plate of food and went and found a table to sit at. Like, she's not being antisocial, but also not like actively seeking anyone out at the moment.
Oh, one other thing, because it's been a little bit, and I think we are all a little bit like just overwhelmed by maybe just funeral vibes. We did make it canon that Deli, you only knew that Sarah's mom died, but this is not mom, her dad died. But this was also the first time that you've found out that David and Sarah were related.
Oh,
That,
I forgot we talked about that.
Yeah, that was. I just want to remind you guys. That,
I know
like,
that now.
yes,
I know that now. Okay.
Yes, David just didn't show up to a random funeral. It is like the last, like, because Sarah does have the last name Summers, if I remember correctly. At this point, she's SS, super soldier.
That was not
Is she
intentional.
German? Is she German? Oh,
Oh gosh.
New story arc. But anyway,
Well, what's really funny is that she started as Sarah Woods, became Sarah Winters, and then married into Sarah Summers.
Mm-hmm.
You had way too
Sarah
much
has-
fun with those names.
Is her husband named Scott?
I don't remember if I put that on her character sheet.
Only a select few people might get that joke. But anyway,
Okay, so as
Yes.
Deli's like walking back to the table with August, I don't, she's just kind of like commenting on like, my guess is she hasn't actually like gone up to any of either Sarah or David at this point. And she is just like, I can't believe Sarah never told me that she and David were siblings. You would think after all this time. That little, she just keeps all the secrets.
I like that you're only blaming Sarah for not mentioning it.
I tell her everything. I give her all of my secrets and my most rare books and all of the information that I find. She's just like chatting at August right now. Are you just ignoring me?
Probably.
I was gonna say in real life too. Are you ignoring me in real life right now? And we go and sit down at our table.
okay. Maybe after like a few minutes, Sarah comes over and like she breaks away from her mom. Like comes over and like, oh, hey Deli, thanks for coming. It really means a lot.
Deli like immediately jumps up and like goes to give her the biggest hug, and she's like, I'm so sorry. This is such a hard, it's the worst when you lose your parent, and I know how important your dad was to you. And she's just like holding her, and then she like pushes her back and she's like, also, you're David's sister? How did you not tell me this?
Stepsister. I didn't know you knew my brother. Why didn't you tell me you knew my brother?
I didn't know he was your brother.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, David and I, we've had some adventures together.
You dating?
No.
That-
August out pipes up and is like, listen, Deli thinks everybody is a mind reader and knows everything, so it's not your fault.
I guess you're her brother. She's talked about you, and I don't have to read minds to know that. So, but it does keep the book conversation interesting.
Well, I can see that you both were raised by the best dad. No
Debatable.
question
No,
about that.
joking. No, he was the worst. He was actually really racist in his later years. We just can't say that at funeral.
He doesn't get invited to Thanksgiving anymore.
I haven't talked to him in 15 years.
It's too early to be like what would actually like ruin families. He just really supported Donald Trump.
Oh my gosh.
He took a really right turn. Surprised everybody.
Yeah.
What are we doing right now? And our entire listener
It's
base
called
of half a
character
person is
assassination.
gone.
It's okay. This is before Donald
We've
Trump was
always
even
been a
looking
secret political podcast.
Exactly.
You
Now
know
Or not
that
so
by now.
secret. Or not so secret.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about economic forums.
Oh my gosh.
Now roll sanity, everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need a real sanity check for that.
All right, but everything I just said there wasn't true because this takes place in 2005, where Donald Trump, I think, was still liked.
Probably, or at least tolerated.
Tolerated. Yeah.
Yeah. He was allowed on talk shows. Anyway,
Yeah,
was
so
allowed
Delia
to
just
go
said
alone.
that she can tell that you both were raised by the same great dad. Yeah. And then she goes to give Sarah another hug, and she's like, really, I'm really sorry for your loss.
it definitely means a lot. And just, yeah, I'll be different, but yeah, well, I don't know who's gonna look after Mom. Well, we would ask him, like, she kind of, like, nods her head to wherever David's standing. Like, we would ask him, but we know that dummy's going to be running on. And just, I don't even know if he has a home sometimes.
I think David kind of seeing this interaction would be sort of wandering up to it saying, oh, hey, big sis.
And Delia turns to David. She's like, you didn't tell me that you know Sarah?
I
For the
didn't
listeners.
know you knew Sarah.
For the listeners, Big Sister's funny because Sarah's only 4 feet tall.
It's not a funny joke if you have to explain it.
Yeah, but some people might not remember.
The great part is that David's really not any taller.
Taller, they're like
Not
essentially
much.
the same size.
You put platforms in your shoes. It lifts just like Tom Cruise. Anyway, go ahead.
We're all over the place tonight.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, and so
How did
Deli's like, she's my best book bud.
That would track. I guess that would track. I should have known you would have run into Sarah in the book business, but well, now you know more of my family. Thanks for coming by too.
And Deli like leaps to give him like a big hug, whether he wants it or not.
August just rolls his eyes and is like, "You can tell her to stop. It's fine."
And then Deli lets go of David. She's like, oh, she's like still holding onto his arm. She's like, David, August is back.
In case you didn't notice me standing here for the past 10 minutes. Hi.
I saw that. You're looking good. How's civilian life treating you?
It's not bad. It's a lot more boring, but I think I prefer this at this point in my life. So I don't have any complaints.
Sometimes boring is preferable to the excitement that we've had, but you know, life can't all
And
be
this is
boring.
where we find out that August got really into secret societies and like conspiracy theories, and it's like they're out to get you, man.
Wait, is that real? Is that what you're doing with your character?
I haven't decided yet.
You have to open up the third eye.
Guys, listen. I've been listening to a lot of Alex Jones, and
Oh
he
my
knows what
gosh.
he's talking
I
about.
literally was about to make that joke. I was about to say, they're turning the frogs gay. Okay.
Well,
While
now
you
that
guys
this
are
has got
talking about
all
all
over the place.
Yeah.
you guys ever
A
heard
lot
of
of
the small
right turns in this
publication?
podcast today.
You guys heard of the small publication InfoWars? Anyway. And yes, they did exist then because I had a friend in high school that was very much into that.
They were. He was around in the 90s.
No,
Yeah. He started
No.
in like 1999, I think.
no, he's much older than that. But while you're doing that, this woman comes up and like taps August, taps you on the shoulder and like, would you like a refill?
Yes, just keep those coming. I will. If you pour it, I will drink it.
Okay. And she kind of just fills the cup and just goes over to Sarah and she's like, "Oh, here, can I fill up your cup as well?" Like kind of, and just
Why am I suspicious of the water cup lady?
because you're paranoid.
I feel like you're gonna
August is
poison
on
us
the
all.
right track. They're all out there. Listen,
Yeah, so-
go on YouTube. They'll tell you.
And yeah, she fills up. She goes Sarah and just like kind of like puts her like kind of just puts her hand on her shoulder. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, you don't know me, but I was pretty close friends with your dad, and yeah, I'm glad you guys are all doing well. And kind of just shuffles away. Like, it's like, didn't mean to interrupt. And
I love
like, you
that
see her-
she like said nice things to Sarah, but totally ignored David.
Yeah, no one really
And
knows
did-
that David's part of the family, to be honest. Let's
Didn't
be
Phil
fair. He was
Cobbs-
always gone doing SSD missions.
He only was around for what 20 years of his life before he got roped in.
This lady could have been very much in the later years of his life.
Maybe I think she just poisoned us.
Fine, okay. Roll Constitution. I'll kill your character now.
I didn't drink the water.
Anyway,
Deli has this hip flask that she's drinking from.
Yeah. I won't touch anything.
Deli won't drink any water. She doesn't know the source it came from.
She's got that canteen from Death Stranding. Turns everything into Monster.
Monster.
Yeah.
That's why she's so happy all the time. She's just on a constant caffeine high.
Yeah, so, but she does, like, kind of offer, like, oh, anyone else want refills? And Deli very rudely is like, get away from me, Satan. She's like, okay, whatever, lady. But does offer the rest of you guys if you want refills. And do you not?
August has already drank all of his water and is asking for another glass.
Yeah. And she'll, he's like,
He's doing a little glass, a little wiggle.
here, and she just leaves you the pitcher.
pitcher.
It's like, I'll just get another one. So she kind of heads away and kind of disappears into the crowd, kind of heading towards where the kitchen area is. But now you have a pitcher of water that Deli believes is poisoned.
And August just keeps filling his glass.
Mm-hmm.
I can also say I have had that happen in real life, where a waitress will just finally bring a pitcher of water to the table and be like, here.
So she doesn't have to keep going back. Deli turns to Sarah. She's like, did you know that person?
No, but to be fair, I think I only know maybe half of the people here. My dad knew a lot of people.
There are a lot of people here. Must have had a really full life.
Yeah, well, if you didn't, we wouldn't have met. And then, like, at this point, like, Tim walks up just like, oh my goodness, I am ready to leave.
What's going on, Tim?
Well, apparently everyone remembers. Apparently my mom's been telling everyone that all I did was throw knives, set things on fire, and eat apples. Apparently that's my only notable things in childhood and life, and that's all that everyone's asked me not to do. So...
I don't remember all these fires, but to be fair, there were a lot of knives. You taught me how to throw them.
Yes, but it was safe.
I never said it wasn't.
Have you guys ever did tic-tac-toe with knives?
Well, I mean, yeah, we did.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if my mom lost it very early ago, and we're just catching it now. Anyway, but no, like, and like he kind of looks around, and then, let's see.
I did see
What's
apples on the
everyone's-
snack table.
And you see, like, him just, like, crook his eye, like, kind of, like, lift his eyebrow, like, really? Really? You're like, you're lucky I'm retired. Otherwise, I would send you on the worst mission possible. And then, like, he kind of looks out into the crowd, and, like, he kind of gets this, like, his, like, kind of crosses his eyebrows a little bit. And you guys all see this. Sarah is not SSD trained or anything, so like we'll say at this point she kind of gets distracted by somebody else. Why don't anybody who wants to give me a little bit of a spot hidden roll?
That is a 47 under 81 for David.
Alright, let's see. Ooh. And that is a 26 under 56.
I got an 80 under 85.
All right. That was a hard stop.
Yeah, it was. I thought my headset decided to drop off.
To play this. If I knew how VLC could do a more subtle fade out. So anyway, did anyone get a hard success or extreme?
Hard as half, right?
Yes.
I did.
I don't think anyone got extreme. You got a hard?
Yeah.
Okay. So you follow Tim's eyes over to his mother, and you see on her forehead this green flame.
Green flame.
At this moment,
Sorry.
let me finish.
Okay.
David, you look out, and as Sarah turns around, you see a green flame on her. And at
On
this
Sarah?
point, on Sarah, yes,
On her forehead?
on her forehead. And
No.
all of a sudden, like, you just hear, like, gasps and screams and everything. And August, like, you kind of, like, see through the crowd a little bit. But, let's see. You maybe, you see, like this kid screech and everything as, the crowd kind of opens out as this child looks up to their dad as a green flame appears on his head.
Just a random person?
Well, I don't think that, I almost said Skip. I don't think August knows who Daniel is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
but,
I'm
yes.
sure he can intuit that they are closely
They're
related.
twins, right?
Yeah, David and Daniel are twins, just, aren't August and Deli twins as well?
Yeah, but fraternal versus identical.
Like, if they're
You- you're-
identical, they look the same. So August could put it together, that they're at least related.
Yeah, so you think that, you think David teleported across the room, changed his clothes, and now a kid's screaming at him because his head's on fire. Even though he's standing right next to you still. No, but Daniel, like, his head's on fire. Well, not his whole head, but Arun's there. I'm trying to remember everyone who I said.
Sarah, Cora, Sarah, and Daniel.
And like all the commotion, Sarah's like, "Mom, are you okay?" As Rose also has a green rune on her head, a flaming green rune. But like everyone's freaking out right now. And at that moment, both David and Deli, you guys receive a text message.
Okay.
So, the message says, if you want the 5 to be safe, you need to gather certain items and send me a picture of proof of you getting them. And so, and then there's this list. I will put it in the Discord for you guys, but I will read it off right now. The items are a tome of Celtic runes, a cross of silver, a sapling with 4 branches, 7 colors of used chalk, and a record player with a jazz record.
What?
They say you have 5 hours
What?
to collect these things. August, you see the concern on your sister's face as she looks at her phone, and even David, who magically teleported back to you without a fire. It's Pentecost. No, it's definitely not. I'm gonna get kicked out of my church. Yeah, there's just. But you did not receive this text message.
So August kind of like arches his eyebrow a little bit and is like, "What?" To Deli.
Deli just looks at Tim, and she like holds up her phone, like to signal or to ask if he got the same thing.
How long has Tim been retired?
I think I don't think he was part of your last mission. So let's see, that would have been 1990. No, he probably was still on. That was probably the last mission. He probably retired at some point in the 90s.
So he's been
out for
a while.
well, yeah, between 10 to 15 years, we'll say about that.
Okay. Well, she at least makes eye contact with him.
Yeah, and like he looks and he's like, I didn't receive anything like that.
And so then Deli hands her phone to August.
Oh, we're just going to drop all of the security measures that the SSD I see.
August just comes along with Deli.
So,
He's here. He's in.
August takes the phone, reads it, kind of hands it back, and is like, "What do you think?"
How much, Dave? How familiar would we be with our like rune research and just knowledge that like this is bad?
Let's see. I'm trying to think what would be a fun role to do. Rune could be considered education, occult, or if you want to risk some mythos, you can do a mythos.
So, Rose, Sarah, Daniel, who are the other two that were... Because it said, the text said the 5.
Cora.
Oh, right, Cora.
Rose, Sarah, Daniel, Cora, and... Rose, Sarah, Daniel, Cora. 4. Did you name 5, Dave?
Well, funny enough, as you guys look up from your phone, August has a rune of flame on his head. August, you have no clue.
Mm-hmm.
You have a rune of flame on your head.
I rolled a 60. I have a 61. I rolled a 37 under 61 for education.
You rolled a 60 under 31.
No,
wait,
I
what you rolled?
rolled a 37 under 61.
37 under 61. Okay.
And that was a 61 over 60 for David.
Okay, dokie. So, you know, Deli, that this is not the rune magic that you have learned, and even what Hank has shown. However, let me do something here. Well.
The green has Ophidian vibes to me.
Well, we've seen green runes on people before.
Yeah, Ophidian.
Yeah.
As Ophidian.
Is that all I know, Dave?
Well, Tim, he's like, this is one of the missing artifacts.
What is?
This. As
Do
like
we
he
know
points
who
to
this-
August head. Like, just
Do we know who the text came from?
What?
no, it came from like an
The rune?
unknown number. Like it, or not an unknown number, but like a restricted number or whatever it is. Like it,
So
pretty much
it's-
like you don't have the number, but it's just like it's just it says restricted, or I'm trying to think of the things that you can receive it from text messages that
anything really, because caller ID is broken, but so it's not something that
Yeah.
is tagged as identified as SSD.
Oh, it's the firebrand. It's the glove.
It's the firebrand. Yeah,
So it
there's
can
there's
put-
nothing that there's nothing that's like there's not like a number you can call back or anything.
Yeah, I was more
Just-
trying to make sure, or to identify if it was something SSD sourced, or because I'm sure there'd be some sort of tagging of some sort for SSD.
Oh, yeah. No. This doesn't come from SSD things. Like, you and Deli are the only two people that have received this.
So, knowing that it was not an SSD sourced message, because if Tim was inactive, it wouldn't go to Tim anyway, is really what David was thinking. But knowing
I forgot.
it's not,
there's one thing that I forgot to mention, because I didn't read my notes. So on the signature for this message just is just the name Mother.
Well, that's creepy.
Yeah.
so seeing that this is not something that is SSD sourced, i.e., would not be subject to those requirements for that security side. David's gonna, seeing that Tim is looking at the runes, is gonna show Timmy the text message and say, "Hey, I think we can get a couple of these even just here without too much trouble. You got any records? You got a record player handy?"
Who are you asking?
Timmy. Basically showing him the
Oh.
text message and using that as like, yeah, hi.
He's like, no, I don't. Like, me and Mom came in from Pittsburgh, so, like, or not Pittsburgh, maybe, I don't know. But they don't actually live in
True.
Mount Carmel, so maybe another town nearby, maybe Philly. But yeah. So
What do we know about the firebrand? What do I know about the firebrand?
okay, so this would have been something that. Did I post it in this set of notes? Okay. So this would have been something that would have been told when Tim was given the final debrief, like one of the final debriefs of all the artifacts
Okay.
that were tied to Centralia. And so the firebrand, is a glove that creates fire by placing a brand on a target. There's only 5 brand, 1 per each finger, and it can be placed at a time. And you guys would all have been probably allowed to read the records of 1960 something, 1962 of Centralia, when a large creature used the firebrand to help destroy the town if it wasn't for
It wasn't for them meddling kids.
yeah, like and David actually would probably have memories of this because he and Rose were driving the bus and seeing Caleb, Cora, and Skip being chased by it. So whether he knows firsthand what the runes were like, but he's definitely saw, like, out of everyone here, he would have seen firsthand the effect that it had because, Cora, Caleb, and Skip both, all 3 of them, were ignited at the end. So.
So I think, John, August had initially asked if we were doing it, right? And so Cora looks at him and she's like, this is bad stuff. We absolutely are doing it. We've already lost 1 person. We're not losing anyone else.
Yeah, I don't think we have much of a choice.
Deli's not going to tell him that he has a rune on his forehead.
I mean, he's gonna find out soon enough.
Can I do a spot hidden to see if she's like looking at it, or like
Yeah, go ahead.
just to see if I notice That is a 60 under 85.
Alright, maybe you don't see anything in Deli's eyes, like maybe she's doing a really... Actually, no, hold on. Deli, do you want to see if you
Yeah.
want to hide your emotions?
Yeah, of course I do. What am I rolling against?
I'm trying to find a suitable one.
You don't even have to tell me. I rolled a 99. It doesn't matter what you pick.
So you could do it something like her, like she, like while we're looking at her, like looking at each other, like her eyes just like flick up, look at it real quick, and then like back to me.
Yes. Don't worry, like, I know what, I have an idea. So like you see that, and then you're like, what the heck's going on? And you go to take a drink of your water, you look down, and you just see this green glow as you see the reflection. Like a loose reflection of yourself in the water.
So then, like, I quickly like look back up at Deli and just kind of like absently like rub my head and kind of not quite panic, but it's like, what is it?
And so she like grabs his hand. She's like, "It's okay, it's okay. We're gonna be okay."
This is it.
What do you mean? What are you looking at? I saw you. What did you look at?
Yeah, this list. We're gonna get the things on the list, and then it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Great. The list isn't on my head. What were you looking at?
There's a rune. There's a rune on your head. There's a rune on your head.
He starts like furiously like rubbing his head.
And she
You're
like
just
grabs
rubbing your
his
head,
hand.
yeah.
She's like, it's not gonna come off. It's not. You know how this works. You know how this works.
Why do I have a rune on my head?
I don't know. But it'll be okay. I'm not gonna let anything happen. I promise.
Do we know if there's a proximity requirement for the firebrand to place these runes?
That was something that was never figured out. Like these artifacts, like just I don't know, like seem to have like a will of their own sometimes. Like the axe was taken shortly after. Like all these artifacts, like as soon as they were able to like kind of get into like a form of locking down, seem to like find a way to escape. But it also looks very natural, like someone stole it or it was being transported and an accident happened and like the gravity clot. So Firebrand, it was just like it just literally was, it got mixed up because it does look like a nondescript glove and kind of got put to the side because of a mislabeling, and then someone, the theory is that it got moved to a trash can or something like that, and everyone lost track of it like by the time they noticed. So it's so they're all these artifacts, like they really don't, like as much as you guys have experienced is as much testing and information they have, like, well, not your current characters, but like throughout the story.
And I'm just trying to figure out, so it feels like there must be somebody here at the reception that used this artifact somehow.
I will say,
sorry.
If you want to, David, if you want to give me a history, if you want to give a history roll.
That's gonna go well.
I'm trying to think of, like, that's the only thing I can think of like someone telling you stories.
So, I mean, David's like knowing that it's the firebrand, and that it's these runes are placed in with some mechanism. David's gonna take a closer look around the room to see basically who is here that maybe is looks like maybe they're looking at their phone or is trying to be shady or watching them or things like that maybe doesn't belong.
Oh, you're rolling for it?
That's That's my thought. Is
What's your
spot hidden for that?
Okay, what is your score? Spot hidden score.
81.
It was high enough. I'll just 81. Okay. Well, if you want to, I'll let you know, and then if you don't like if you want to dig further, I'll let you roll for it. Because like right now, it's a scene of chaos. Like there's just everyone's like kind of going up to. A lot of people going up to Rose. No one kind of. Cora was just the old lady at there, but you can see Skip like just like. His eyes are actually. You have two people who were literally in the firebrand attack in the room.
I know.
But
They've already gone through it.
Yeah, and so like Skip, like the blood has like drained from his face. It's like he's kind of getting like Cora like settled and getting her like water. As Cora's just like, I'm gonna die anyway. She doesn't say that, but I'm coming home, Caleb. It really makes you wonder what the heck happened to Ashley.
Yeah, it doesn't actually. I don't care.
I know.
He died. He died early.
He
Cora
died of
lived out the rest of
tuberculosis.
her life. Yeah.
He died of tuberculosis. Didn't get to the mountains like Heidi. But anyway, no, Ashley's actually Alex Jones.
Oh my gosh.
Can someone look up when he was born? I want to know if these timelines. Did I make Alex Jones? Anyway,
Alex Jones, I'll tell you.
it makes sense because he got all political.
He did get
And
all
had a
political.
TV
1974. So he's like, no, he can't be.
No,
Yeah.
Maybe it's his secret child. Anyway. But yeah, so anyway, so Skip's like trying to like take care of Cora. Cora's just like, not like you can't hear what she's saying, but like you can kind of see like the like kind of the old like fight that was in her just like kind of rekindling, just giving orders to Skip. And Skip's like, just sit down. But yeah, there's like a lot of people like rushing out. Like Daniel rushed over to Rose, and they're both like just like kind of just going pale, like looking at each other, just as all Daniel's kids are just like also being loud and just like crying and just trying to figure out what's going on with Grandma and Dad.
But for the record, I think Daniel's
Yeah.
kids would be adults as well at this point.
Nope, they're all dead.
'Cause
They're either young children or dead.
Yep. No. So okay, maybe
So-
not crying, but like maybe there's some that are getting misty-eyed, just like like what's going on? Like maybe grandchildren at this point.
grandchildren is definitely likely.
Yeah. So maybe the grandchildren are. Yeah. So the grandchildren are like freaking out because grandpa's like his head's on fire, and great grandmother's head's on fire.
So is David doing like did we decide if you're doing like a spot hidden check or something?
If you wanted, but like that's kind of the scene. It's like it's a very chaotic scene of people are like trying to like bring out first aid kits, bring out like extra wood or extra seats to try to take care of these people. As Tim like he turns to like you and if you want to roll to see if you notice anything else, feel free to do so. But he's like, I need to go check on my mom.
And before he runs away, Deli's like, Tim.
He turns around and shoots you. I don't have time. No.
We're gonna
Turns
fix
with
this.
a knife in the air.
Yeah, he's ready to throw. We'll get this stuff. Just calm everyone down and keep them here.
Yeah, I was already planning on doing that. As like he goes over to Cora. And so
That's a 30 under 81 for spot hidden to try and see if there's anyone that seems out of place.
if anyone felt out of place in the chaos of just fire appearing on people's heads, like everything is too chaotic. So right now it's Like you see like doors kind of like to the outside opening and closing, but you don't know if that's just somebody who ran out like to get help or something. And it's just because that was a hard success, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, with that, like it's yeah, pretty much like you don't, there's not someone like maniacally just like yes like in the corner. It's just stuff like that. Like that's kind of what you see. It's just the chaos and everything. As Sarah, like, she'll come to you and is like, look, isn't this your job? Like, I know you're a detective, can't you fix this?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I don't see anything. Nobody's jumping out of place with me, but hey, we got this text message, and we got to find some stuff. The first one on the list, I think you can. I'm almost positive you can get this for us. And he points at the list, at the tome on the list, like, we need this tome. We need it quick. You have something like that at your store?
I think so. I just had a new shipment. And she like turns to Deli, like, can you come and help me? Like, with two of us, I think we can get through it.
So Deli like turns to August and she's like, you're gonna be okay. I need you to go with David and help him.
Where are you going?
I have to find this book.
Okay. Okay.
It'll be okay. I promise. It's gonna be okay.
This is why I got out of all this. I don't want to get sucked back in.
Well,
listen.
Unfortunately, you've already been sucked back in. It's not by my choice.
I don't want it.
You gotta.
Great.
Fine. The faster we get all this stuff, I guess, the better.
Does this church have like a school area as well?
Not this one.
The chalk I'm not worried about. The cross might be a little hard, so I hope we can steal their whatever here.
It doesn't.
Is, would anything in the church directly be silver as well?
There's not a. I will say there's not a school, but I don't know. You could possibly ask if they have like children classes or something.
Chalk isn't the hard one, and there may even be chalk at the bookstore, honestly, because that would be something that you would use to like write on.
We actually washed them all, and they melted.
You just put the chalk in water.
I had a really bad intern.
So Deli goes to give August a hug, and she's like, I promise it's gonna be okay. We'll be back in a few hours, and this will be all taken care of. And then she like turns around and says to Sarah, she's like, come on, we gotta go.
And with that, as Sarah and not August, Sarah and Deli kind of head to someone's vehicle, and I guess we'll find out next time what David and August are going to do. And yeah, 5 people's heads aflame, and a bunch of items
title.
needed.
That is a good episode.
5 flaming
Sounds like
heads.
5 flaming heads. Anyway, this is it. Thank you everyone for listening. And next episode, we're doing a treasure hunt.
Oh boy.
Was that nice and warm and cozy for you guys? There was fire.
Very warm.
All right, see you guys.
I said some sort of fire.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.